You are tuned into Women Radio WFM 91.7, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. This is the Full Breakfast Show, but we are right now in the newspaper review segment of the show. Before we go ahead, happy International Men's Day to our men worldwide. Let's not say that we'll not greet you because we're Women Radio. We appreciate you. We thank you for supporting us, providing food on our table, giving us money for school fees, for food, all the works. We truly, truly, truly appreciate you from this side of the radio. My name is Fumi Bangala.
Yes, for me. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a happy day. And honestly, we need to acknowledge, celebrate, recognize men that are supporting their wives, their partners, their mothers, their sisters, their daughters, their female colleagues. We really need to acknowledge and support them. You know, they have done a lot. They're the backbones. They give us wings to fly, you know, they give us confidence. They're there for us. We really appreciate them. And there are quite a number of men that is also supporting the Women Radio brand. So we celebrate every man.
Our he for she's, yes.
Our he for she's, yes.
Yes. In the same vein, we're going to sincerely sympathize and send our love, our prayers to, you know, the families of the schoolgirls that were abducted from Kebbi State, and the just very recent one, the churchgoers, you know, the members of Kwara State. We sincerely, I don't know. Yes, so you want to say something?
I mean, you just have to continually remember people in prayers.
Yes.
And sympathize and we mourn with those who are mourning, we celebrate with those who are celebrating, but it is bad news that we hear, and we just send our love to them. We send our love to the families of anybody that has been affected, and we send our love to them. Yes.
Yeah. It's been a sad, morning for Nigeria as a whole. The president has already sent his vice president to go to Kebbi. I mean, this Kwara State one happened overnight, and it's not a great thing to wake up to. So sad. So sad. I didn't want to watch the video, but myself and Tom were chatting this morning. I just like, you know what, you're a journalist. Square your shoulders up and go and watch it. And
for me, what we see by sight is very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
During COVID-19, people had mental breakdowns because what you read, what you see is just stories of people dying from COVID. You cannot forget it. So when you read things, sometimes it's different. When you hear, it's different. But when you see that visual, that memory, when I saw that video, I first of all thought it was Nollywood. Honestly, that was what I thought. And then to see old, frail women and men, young people screaming, we have to condemn.
Mm-hmm.
We have to continue to condemn. And something has to shift. Something has to shift. When an enemy comes near you, even when you're doing nice, you buckle up and you fight. It's a matter of life. It's that sight, that video is not nice. It's not nice.
All right, let's get into the headlines this morning.
Hello, Nkechi.
Hi, Janelle. Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Fumi. Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fine. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, let's check the headlines this morning. Punch newspaper, Kebbi school kidnap. Survivors relieve night of horror. We're going to talk about that this morning. Reps probe foreign interest in Edo Museum. And finally, in the Punch newspaper, we have Tinubu gets DSS cleared ambassadorial list.
In The Guardian, fears of one-party drift intensify as PDP crisis worsens and turns violent. Kebbi school abduction sets off military push political backlash, regional alarms. I hope you can hear me because it looks
Yeah,
like my
yes.
network is fluctuating.
Oh no, I can hear you. Yes, you're audible enough. Yes. In the This Day newspaper, we have your call for foreign invasion of Nigeria reckless and unpatriotic. APC tells PDP. Tinubu, Dongban, Mesem, Oshomole demand urgent action to end Africa's road carnage.
In the Daily Trust of today, PDP, Turaki, Wike camps clash at party secretariat. Pastor shot, worshippers abducted as bandits hit Kwara Church. And Tinubu to attend G20 summit in South Africa, AU-EU summit in Angola.
In the Vanguard newspaper, we have Shatima heads to Kebbi State as Tinubu vows rescue of kidnapped students. We also have CAN insists that there is Christian genocide in Nigeria.
In the Premium Times, Tinubu speaks on kidnap of schoolgirls, murder of Army General sends Shetima to Kebbi. 1.2 trillion naira agric probe. Reps panel threatens bench warrant against BOA ARCN chiefs. And last in the Premium Times, PDP crisis deepens as Wiki-backed faction expels Makinde, Bala Mohammed, Turaki, others.
Hey, in the Nation newspaper, we have factions in fierce battle to control PDP headquarters. We also have abducted pupils. President sends Shatima to Kebbi State.
And in the cable, we have bandits kill 3 abduct worshippers during church service in Kwara community. Dangerous threat to sovereignty. APC slams Turaki for asking Trump to intervene in Nigeria. And lastly, in the cable, Senate seeks recruitment of 100,000 soldiers after Kebbi attack, demands probe of $30 million safe school funds.
In the Daily Post newspaper, we have U.S. Ambassador Michael Waltz declares killings of Christians in Nigeria genocide. Governor Kefas postpones planned defection to APC over Kebbi schoolgirls' abduction. Finally, in the Daily Post, we have 45 kidnapped victims freed in Katsina after peace talks. That's great news.
The Tribune says Tinubu sends Shetima to visit Kebbi over schoolgirls' abduction and Tinubu to depart Abuja for South Africa, Angola on Wednesday.
Finally, in the newspapers this morning, we have bandits from the pen-pushing newspaper. Bandits invade Eruku community, kill 3, abduct unidentified number of residents. PDP new leadership postpones National Executive Council to Wednesday. Finally, we have mentally unstable man kills soldier in Lagos attack. Then finally, Weekdays People Democratic Party faction expels Bode George, Sheyi Makinde, 14 other chieftains. Those are the headlines this morning. Please stick around with us as we get into, the nitty-gritty of this morning, the headlines that have caught our eye this morning. But before we go ahead, I'd like to issue a disclaimer that when you're calling in, please don't call, because obviously right now with all that is going on, a lot of people are still calling on American president to come to Nigeria. We wouldn't appreciate it if you come in asking for him to come, because that's more dangerous than, and we took our time to sort of explain it yesterday, myself, Tom, and Adeyemi yesterday. So anybody who's calling to say, oh, let him come, will cut you off. So that's the disclaimer for this morning. I'm saying it with my full chest, so you can call my name and say for me, but you cut me off. Yes, I did. And
I'm supporting you with that. We want, it's a free platform. We want you to come and express yourself the way you're feeling, and foster advice, unity, prefer advice. But we're not using this platform for that. Thank you. Thank you for me.
Yes. So the phone lines will be open shortly, but we are going to take the first headline, which you sort of touched on yesterday, from the Punch newspaper. This is Kebbi school attack, kidnap. So this article tells us what actually happened on the night of the attack. This happened in the night time. I particularly don't like the night time. It's good for sleeping. A lot of really, what happened in Kwara happened during a night vigil, So this happened at 3 o'clock. and they had gone. Apparently, the matron of the school, Hajia Miriam Bello, she had heard something in the night when one of the students was crying, looked outside the window and saw that, oh, we are, you know, surrounded. She locked herself
That's
in
it.
the room. Yeah, we are. She locked herself in the room, and then one of them was shouting, calling her name, the name they would typically call her in the school, maybe matron or whoever, or whatever. And she refused. Unfortunately, her refusal led them to proceed into the girls' hostel, and abduct several students. She said she's worked there for over 20 years and she has never witnessed anything like this. Some of the parents there said, there's a particular parent who said his younger daughter wasn't kidnapped, but the older one was kidnapped. Quite a few. The vice principal who was killed, what had happened was they broke into their home and killed him just like that, and then took their daughter to take them to the hospital, to the hostel, beg your pardon. And then that's what the proper accounts, of what has happened in Kebbi State. Literally hours after, we're seeing the same thing happen. Similar thing happen in Kwara State. This is really, really sad. I'm happy that the president sent the vice president to go there, and he has promised that, look, there must be a solution. These girls must be found, because we're not going to have a repeat of what happened with the Chibok girls and then also with the Sharibu. I think my worry is, and that's something that I think it was either you or Adeyemi said yesterday, that these girls, they kidnap them and then after a while they turn them into their wives. We're still fighting girl child marriages, right? And then this is what is happening. So let's welcome our analyst for today, Nkechi Sejinel, to weigh in on this conversation. Hi.
Good morning. Good morning again, Tong, and of course our newspaper review family tuning in globally. It's such a sad situation, and I know the last time I was there, we're even just dissecting some of this situation, just about killings and everything happening in Nigeria. If you remember, for me, I was even speaking about passing incident that happened. Remember, I spoke about the church, Ondo states, only for me to be coming back today. And unfortunately, we're having this very sad situation. And I was giving those examples the last time I was here because I was just trying to help our leadership see the pattern. If we zoom in on these people and if we work with the right experts, these people seem to have a certain pattern of operation. Of course, it's not like there's a time or date that anybody's waiting for this to happen, but we see that there seems to be a mode of operation. And beyond the president sending the condolences and leadership, like you have announced to us, it is important that we then now start intelligently tracking these patterns and solving the problems. For me, I think it is not just being tackled at this particular time intelligently enough. I do not want to believe that there is anybody here that just wants to keep people, that want to continue to see people die at this particular point in time. Is something that we need to wake up to, look at and ask, why would a person want to continue to see this being repeated? Of course, we know about the fact that the arrangements in place, which we've continued to talk about, the government and certain things that needs to be put in place in making sure that our security is top notch. We haven't gotten there yet, and we continue to call on them using this opportunity again to say, please let us see the measures that are being taken. And usually when things like this happen, people say, oh, what about the people that are guiding the place or guarding the place? What happened to them? Or you can see that from the story, if different people were shot. So another thing I used to have a problem with is when we talk about troops, how many people are joining the force is one of the questions I used to ask. I saw a headline, although not on the day where I was on, but just reading the newspaper and reading the stories, where a couple of thousands of people were dismissed because of character problems. So we have these dismissals happening, which has to happen because you can't manage people with character problems. But the question I continue to ask is the supply enough for the demand that we have as a country? That is another thing we should also start looking at, because people will sit at home and say, okay, oh, where are the people? They should go and storm. And yeah, I'm sure that all those things will put in place. But these are some of the strategic places and spaces that we should be looking at to be able to solve this problem holistically. Because like yourself and Towo has been saying, we have continued to analyze this. We have continued to send condolences. We cannot wait. It's approaching December. Usually these people have a pattern of doing one thing or the other in December. So how can that be avoided? Is something that we need to start working on now. It's not that, oh, it's December, then people start sending condolences. What are we going to do differently? And then now, since we know that this is happening up north, this is the time for proactive measures. This is where you say you be on the offensive in military terms to start taking place. Where are the schools, the girls' schools that need to be? Even the other day, it was boys that they carried them 1 year or a period of time ago. So what are the things and the measures being in place to make sure that this is not repeated? And I must also add that I think beyond the fighting, getting somebody ready, some systems for me, I believe, are lacking. We need to move beyond this CCTV thing. Electricity, why electricity is important is one of the things that I believe we need to start talking about. It's not, sometimes some fights are won, it's not only by your physical strength, but a lot by the strategies that you put in place intelligently. What are we going to do about CCTV? But how can we even talk about CCTV as an example when a community, some people have not even experienced lights in years? What are we talking about? It looks like, what are you even saying? It does not relate. This is why we need to solve problems one step at a time. I've continued to say it on this platform. I would not stop. Electricity being one of the most important. Thank God for good road and all of those things that we need to do, but we need to prioritize. If we don't prioritize, we're going to continue to repeat the same thing. I would close my own point out by saying, what are the checklist of the things that we need to solve this problem intelligently? It needs to be written down. It's something that we all as citizens, which is what we're doing on this platform now, can come together to share suggestions. Oh, we need electricity, because it's not by saying, oh, get troops, let them, yeah, we will do that. But what are the other intelligent measures? Let us be able to do that. Is there somebody on the inside? Are we ready for that conversation? Because that's the one that people keep going back and forth. How do we find out the person who is on the inside if we're ready for that conversation? So these are the checklists. We need to have a checklist of what is really the solution to our problem. I think there's been a lot of trial and error. That is why, forgive exaggeration, every market day, we have something that is going on in this country. And we need to move from sending condolences and to, okay, so this is how this was intercepted before it happened. Then we are talking. It doesn't mean that, oh, everything will be solved all at once in 1 year. No, it's also important to be realistic about where we are, because we are coming from Chibok girls. We have a lot of breakdown in the society regarding the security situation that needs some foundational building. So it's going to take one step at a time. But then we have to be willing to build this architecture and foundation for the kind of security that we ought to see. Then citizens as well, the ones that we can do, being vigilant, if we know intel. The thing is, sometimes this, and for me, I beg your pardon, the poverty is also another medium that is used. When you pack people who have not eaten and are supposed to be good citizens, how are they going to be loyal? So even this point about citizen cannot even complete it, because a lot of these people that come into to be recruited or feed information is people who have something to gain personally for one reason or the other. They're hungry, they've not eaten, things like that. I don't even know if we've gotten to the point in our country where a person's family will be held hostage, not kidnapping. I mean, you'll be told that, oh, if you don't do this, your family, I don't even know if we've gone to that point. We probably, some people, it happens like that. But I know that it's the poverty and hunger that is still weaponized. And so these are some of the things that needs to be solved. And this teaching about patriotism in our country will go a long way in just helping citizens as individuals to also be people that we collaborate. But when people think a select few are up there enjoying life and they are suffering, they definitely will have no strength to be able to do anything beyond themselves. And that was also a part of the problem, because these people are Nigerians, these people are our citizens, these people are human beings. It's not like they're animals or a special kind of being that are coming to do this thing. The question I usually ask as a counselor is, what happened to the minds of these people to become who they are today? And if we want to start there, there are a lot of tabs we are going to open, because it's just they definitely were not always this way. They were sold this idea, they became these people. So therefore, a better idea can be sold, and we need to get to the part also where I believe one of the things on the checklist to help with the solution will be the patriotism, which has to start from the leadership on the top. How can we get people to love Nigeria again? Because for me, I think at this point in time, a lot of people have lost not just their trust, but their love for Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Janelle. I mean, you said a lot. What I particularly love about what you said is, beyond trial and error, there has to be checklists that the government has to put in on ground. And there was something that, was it you, Tone, that said it, or Adeyemi that said we need to move from forecast to foresight.
Absolutely. Adeyemi said it. Adeyemi said it, yeah.
Yeah, that we need to move from there. And to help us with foresight is making sure that you have those checklists on ground. So it will not be that the attack came and it caught you by surprise. You know what, again. So would you like to say something?
I mean, for me, it's even the fact that that woman, the matron, was helpless. You know, it's like people coming into your territory. You know how we are with our people that are dependent on you. People come into your territory, and you don't have any means. You don't even have the motive. You can't even protect. You can't even fight back.
Yeah.
One of them was, so, you know, you don't want to put yourself in that kind of a situation. And like Nkechi said, there has to be systems in place. There has to be instruments in place. We need to see that something is happening. You know, it is good that the government would send emissaries and send people to go and commiserate and, empathize. And they've sent the vice president to Kebbi. But you also want to see the government parading people when they hold them, when they catch them. You want to see them parading them, because you need reassurance. You need reassurance for us to see that, okay, you're actually holding these people accountable. You're arresting them, you're putting them behind the bars, or you're doing whatever it is you want to do. We need to be seeing that. We need to be seeing the actions as well. Yes, we commend the government for what it's done. They're not keeping quiet, you know, they're responsive verbally and in actions, but we also need to see the results of the actions that are being taken.
Absolutely. The phone lines are now open: 07000 07000 09155917917. Those are the numbers to call. Or you can text us on 08155917917, 0703-1756-537. Our toll-free line is open in case you don't have credit. 0800-1235-5 0800-1235-917. Let's take these messages. Wike is using PDP as a bargaining means to be relevant to Tinubu. Wike is doing exactly what he was hired for. The funny thing is that by the time Wike finishes, the government might, by the time Wike finishes using the Fed, might to destroy PDP, he may find himself without a party after 2027 election. That is the time he will realize his blunder. Olusoga Ajayi from Odonlaiko, thank you. Mayor from Ikotungbe says, beautiful morning to you all in the studio. Fellow Nigerians, hear me and hear me clearly. The only language APC understands is force to force and attack to attack, because there is no gentleman in APC. Our military men, children, and mothers have been killed by Boko Haram and bandits, and your president and co are busy fighting for 2027 and receiving defectors. Abuja is a battleground now for politicians who are fighting for positions. To rule who? To rule the dead ones. You people have sold your shame to the market because of power. It's quite unfortunate that we have such characters in the corridors of power. What a disgrace, nation. Oh God, arise and trouble those are troubling Nigerians. We have Dr. Mma Olebara from Owerri. Yes, we are back on Facebook. That's great news. And she says, how else do we describe a failed government, a government that cannot live to its basic responsibilities of protecting lives and property? Our students are facing emotional trauma and afraid of going to school. Imagine what these students, their parents, their guardians, and relations are facing now. And our leaders are after 2027 elections. I'm not going to read the last line of your message because we did give that disclaimer. I mean, we're just going to slide straight into this PDP situation. I think one of the headlines had said we are slowly moving into a one-party system. And this is something that we keep saying. I keep asking an analyst on the show, that are we moving into a one-party system? Because did you watch the video from yesterday?
So for me, I watched the video and I just think politicians are desperate.
Okay, hold on a minute, Tom. We have a call. Hello, good morning. The call is gone. Okay, but carry on.
I watched the video and my conclusion is that politicians are desperate.
No, of course, yes.
There is no decorum. There's no, when you hear people say decent people don't go into politics. I don't think so. I don't believe that. But what I saw yesterday is a height of, in Yoruba land, when you city no shame.
All the women in Nigeria are gathered on imagine Adeto and Madam Sumbo and Fumi on radio this morning, and I'm not seeing fire coming out. Okay.
It's not Sumbo on radio today, it's Nkechi, but carry on. Good morning,
it's Nkechi man that is online. Oh, Nkechi, good morning, ma. Yes. Now, I want to ignite. First of all, I want to appreciate Dr. Mma Olebara from Imo State. I love that woman. I started following her. In fact, I love Radio Nigeria because of that woman. And 2000, when she will write some commentaries on Radio Nigeria. Thank you for joining this frequency and thank you for making your voice heard. You have some fun. Dr. Mma Olebara from Imo State. Now, I want us to look at this. Somebody was talking and then you analyze how we should write some things down on what we want. Nigerians, we are good in, our education made us to be very good on documentary, on write-off, on paper work. Practical eluded on. We also managed to close the only institution that would have given us or availed us the opportunity of practical, which is technical colleges and polytechnics. Our university was promoted to be the most important. Yet those of us that had the opportunity of going to university, we don't have the job that we studied for. Now, coming to the girls that, for PDP, please, nobody should use the word. It's a shame. It's not a shame. It is time that we want to see these guys defend themselves, defend what you believe. If you have character, that is my own person. If you have character, you cannot watch your house going down. Somebody coming to burn your house down and you keep quiet. For the Nigerian police, no, if you are hearing me, if you are a police are hearing me, you were throwing tear gas on politicians who are paying you peanuts. Your wives and children are living in barracks. Go to Asaba. I came from Asaba, live in that place. Go to A division in Ibuzo Road. Go to the B division in close to Onishahe Bridge, Atoko. Okay, go to the police headquarters in Okmanam Road. I want you to check some of you that have opportunity of peanuts in your pocket because you are following Why not go and chase these our children? Chase those that carry our children now. Chase them. You are throwing tear gas on other people, protecting politicians. I don't have patience with you. God is coming for you. Secondly, I want us to look at Nigerians. 2027 is at hand. So you are sending emissaries, you are sending Shetima to go and commiserate with people that he is their chairman, kidnappers that he is their chairman. I have videos on my phone. You are sending him and you are jumping out of the country with our private jet. My
I need to
Miracle those days.
I need to
calm down,
you
calm
there.
down. I asked Miracle those days that Miracle was with us.
You there. You cannot call Shetima.
Okay, sorry. Let me apologize like BDMG. BDM and Jollof.
I'm going to interrupt you.
Okay, sorry for using that word.
Allow me to talk, please.
Okay.
You can say whatever you want to say, but if you do not have any evidence, please don't come here and say Tonwi is a thief, Fumi is this person is that. You have to be very, very careful. We're not going to allow you to use this platform to call people names when you don't know. If somebody has
very good, thank you very much, Mr.
Hold on a second. If you have evidence and somebody has been named a particular thing in the country, maybe we've gone through the court and you can say that this person is a perpetrator, this person is an abuser, and you have the law backing it up, then you can come on this platform and reference that person. Sir, please don't use this.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adito. Thank you for that opportunity you just gave me. There is you just gave me an opportunity. You say I don't have evidence. Probably I'm going to forward the video of Shetima eating with bandits, Boko Haram.
We're going to cut him off. We need to cut him off.
No problem. All I'm saying is I am going to forward the video of Shetima. No problem. No, I don't have issue with that. Please, as long as it's evidence you are looking for, I'm not interested in protecting those people because I have the evidence.
For me, please, we need to end this conversation with him, please. Thank you. Once he has the evidence, then let him come. Let him share the evidence. We have to be very careful. People using any radio platform or TV platform to call people names, please. We have to be careful, right? If he has evidence, then at least we can say, fine, the vice president is doing this. We have to be very careful. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's just go into the next headline, which is the PDP situation.
Okay.
So you want to take that one?
Okay, so you started by asking me what my opinion is. Let me read what the news says first, and I think Nkechi would have an opinion. So it says Turaki Wike camps clash at party secretariat. Yesterday, in Wuse Zone 5 headquarters of the People Democratic Party headquarters, members, they were loyal to the newly elected national chairman, Tanimu Turaki. Tanimu Turaki is a senior advocate of Nigeria. They clashed with a faction aligned with the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. And this violence, it was actually physical violence.
Yes.
They fought, they were practically fighting, and this triggered panic. I'm in Abuja, by the way, as I speak. And the traffic yesterday was something else. And it left the party's national secretariat in chaos for hours. And what happened? It was both factions arrived for separate meetings as scheduled at the headquarters. And the Turaki-led team, accompanied by Oyo State Governor Sheyi Makinde and Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed, they had to force their way into the secretariat because security operatives blocked their entry. So, they had to force their way. And this triggered fierce resistance from the Wike aligned camp, leading to tear gas, police gunshots, and it was very chaotic. So, Nkechi, somebody said that calling for foreign invasion is reckless and unpatriotic. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think could have happened? How do you think they could have handled that chaos of yesterday?
So I think, and one of the things I've been saying in this platform is the character situation, with the character we have when we are building the people or people who are rising. Because I can't even say there is a central place yet, for building the people which we need to have. There are people, there are places and spaces. Please, one moment. There are places and spaces where we still have schools now where we now build leaders, politicians, and so on and so forth. But we see that these people that are rising are people who, when it comes to character and when it comes to there are certain things and there are certain kind of attributes that we do not see in our leaders yet. And I think we care for it as a people, but it is not necessarily what is being prioritized. And so what we see happening, sometimes it comes out of a space of selfishness, whatever the interest is at that time, because the interest continues to evolve based on the selfish gains or what it is that particular persons, it doesn't even matter who is on the headline, may be fighting for. And I believe that that is what leads to things like, physical, and just like Tom was explained, that it becomes personal. I use the word desperate. I gave an example one time that sometimes when selfish interests of people clash, you see fights like this. Because if it is an interest that has to do with the people of Nigeria, I'm talking about the general people, our interest in Nigeria, it doesn't have to get to this point in time, this particular point, if it's something that truly has to do with the interest. But there's a lot of desperation. Who was it? Who was the person who said, I think one caller, another caller was saying something about 2027. No, okay, you read a text. Yes, you were reading one of the texts of 2027. So we are seeing those tension. Those are the things we are seeing rising. And I think Tom asked a question about the foreign, about people, the foreign, us having foreign. I think this is something that we should be able to solve on our own as per what is currently going on. It's a character situation. It's a character issue. So what do we need to do? How do we need to raise leaders differently? Are we ready for those conversations? And then people rising, what are the steps to people actually rising? Is it based on merit, or is it based on people doing personal favors for people? Then examining the motives, I think that there are systems that needs to be put in place. It's going to have to be beyond talk, because we have talked about how politics needs to not be a retirement plan. So is there a system that we are going to put in place to make that happen? Until we put that system in place, we are going to see a lot of people well-dressed, but going there for their own selfish interest. So therefore, wanting to do anything possible to make sure that whatever it is that they have planned or they have in their heart is going, it must not even is going, but must be achieved. Okay, we have it.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Toby. My name is Francis, calling from
good morning,
Nigeria.
Francis. Good to hear from you again. How are you this morning?
Yes, I'm good, and you?
I'm good.
We thank God. Okay. I'm grateful, like Madam Toby always say, and I love her for that. It's a good woman, appreciating God, appreciating all God is doing in her life and family. Now, like I used to tell people, I'm an illiterate. I didn't go to school because of the reasons best known to God. Sickness denied me my education. But I thank God today. I can go anywhere. I can travel anywhere. I'm not a politician. I'm a Christian. But God did it so for me. And now, this Sister Nkechi, what he's saying, reminds me of what our president said concerning the judges 2 days ago, thereabout. You see the way our minister, Weekdays, the way he's behaving. Can we relate it to that the speech of our president, I see that speech as just a speech. It's not a command, because if it is a command, or if it is a speech that will work, there should be an order to it. The order I mean is any judge that judge wickedly on truth, that so thing will happen to him or to her. But that's nothing like that. Just say it. And I know it will not work. Why did I say so? See what is happening in Nigeria. But one thing I still remember is that, like I put it this way, gratitude turns what we have into enough. And the more, it turns denial into acceptance, chaos into order, confusion into clarity. It makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and it creates a vision for tomorrow. Now, all that I am seeing, the time I went to my own education is standard. So I just stopped in standard 3. Standard 3. Then, but since the education turned to elementary and the primary, that's the name we are using now. I don't know what they are studying there. I thank God today I'm able to, God help me to raise my children. I have three graduates. So I can proudly call myself today an educationist.
Yes.
So I am saying that let God control this country. No human being can control this country. If you look at the way things are going, Setima is good to go to KB or wherever they sent him to. But what will be the outcome of his going there? I'm waiting to hear what will be the outcome of his going to KB. Thank you, man. Continue. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Francis, for your call.
Thank you, Francis. Thank you. You know, for me, Nkechi was I like the analysis of Nkechi, and I like the analysis of a gentleman as well. Look, we can disagree, we can fight, you know, but politicians are desperate. And I think it's all over. But our own crop of politicians, they're power drunk, they're power driven, they're adults, they're fathers, they're husbands, and they're behaving like they're, you know, like they're drug driven. You know,
sorry to interrupt. We have
Hello, good morning.
Hello,
good morning. This is Evangelist, and I'm happy this morning. The type of people that I'm listening to that studio. Madam Katie, God you bless you. You bless my mind. That gives me hope. Madam too, when I hear people like you, I ensure that lifts my mind up. But before I decided that I'll be able to be calling again. I don't need to read what Madam Katie has said and what Madam too has said. We need to love us. We need to love our country. We don't have any other country. Not that all those countries don't have problem. Our selfish, we are so selfish. We don't care about others. And that's not how a Christian should be. This law of Christ is all. I truly we are a Christian. With me, Christ dwells in us. So we behave like Christ. We care about others. God will really help us in this. If you can do the right thing, we are so selfish in everything. If I can do the right thing, do the right thing. And this will change for better. You know why they are finding difficult in the north to fight this bandits and other diseases? You know, in east it was easy. In southwest it was easy. But in south, in the north, some of them are supporting this. They believe that they are fighting for one thing or the other. And it's going to be very, very difficult because they are divided already. I mean, when this has a Christian, you know, when Trump speaks, I love what, but when he say Christian or Muslims, when he become Christian and Muslim, that fight cannot be won anywhere. What's coming, condemn this, they are terrorists. Go after them. Terrorist is terrorist. Quran condemn it. Bible condemn it. We lack understand. That's why we are seeing assembly in prison. It's just the way that I have Bible, I have Quran. And I think when I talk to somebody tell me, go. Every time I cut off on that person. Let that person go on. Let us always give them. Let me see the other people can. You should always give them. Note that God is watching us. And whether you go back to God and give account, we are better together. I believe we get there one day. I enjoy this nation, but I still enjoy it today. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Evangelist Dixon, for your message. Tom, please go ahead.
You know, and people can disagree, people can fight. I mean, we've seen people lift chairs and throw it. But yesterday, for me, just confirmed to me again that our politicians are selfish. It's all about them and not about Nigeria. You know, all about them. They were desperate. They were desperate. How can you be so desperate for power? Can you not remember Wike and Makinde? You know, remember Wike and Makinde shortly before elections. That Wike, the Makinde and I can't remember who and Makinde, they went to Port Harcourt, Rivers State, to support and Wike and them were supporting our current president. Can you not remember? And now you're fighting publicly, feasting. No. No matter how desperate you are, you don't do that. You don't do that. So for me, and this is one of the reasons why women want to shy away from politics. And I hope you will not deter any woman. I really hope you will not deter anyone. Did you see any woman there yesterday? Did you see any female there yesterday?
No. And so they say that we're the ones that have an issue. Like we're begging, it's like we're begging for what we've been shouting about the reserve seats bill for how long? But you will not see women do this. Women can be many people, but you will not see women do this.
And I'm just I'm wondering, could this be one of the reasons why? Anyway, at this point in time, what we just need to do about the reserve seat bill is to keep begging, because I want to believe that if women were there yesterday, that would not happen. But that show of shame was unnecessary. Yes, they can disagree. Yes, they can fight. But you know, we sometimes just have a bit of you know. You can't be shameless and be shameful.
I would even want to ask what this even means, because these are the leaders that would stand and say and make policies and make rules and say these are the things that are guiding Nigerians. So if, for instance, students or young Nigerians are doing the same thing, which mouths, nobody says in the street, would they be able to use to say you should not be doing that? Because for me, my brain cannot comprehend what we saw yesterday. Like grown men, some of them fathers, some of them grandfathers, pushing the gate. Yes, they were not allowed to enter, but I think that there could have been a better way to do this. There had to be a better way to do this. But we've been seeing this happen with PDP for a very long. Actually, let's even know your thoughts on this whole PDP situation, because how do they resurrect from this situation? I don't even know.
And they keep expelling themselves. They keep expelling. You expel this one, Tom expel Fumi expel Tom, Rose expel Fini. They just keep expelling themselves. It's like, and I'm sure my ingenious producers would come up with a Nollywood. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Somebody's on.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Calling from? What's your name? The line is not clear. Can you call us back, please? We can hardly hear you. It's season. Thank you so much. Please, Nkechi, go ahead.
Well, so the question, what's the solution or how do we solve it? I think everything that is hidden will definitely come to light. We definitely are seeing that selfishness is not a legacy plan. So somehow somebody's selfish interest will outweigh the other person's selfish interest, and this is what is going to turn into, which is what Toh was explaining to us. And the solution would just be to rebuild, which is what some young Nigerians have been doing. And if there's an existing party, if it is possible that people who have been there before may not be able to carry on that job, then maybe bring in a fresh breed into an existing party to help resurrect with better values that is actually kept through accountability and consequences. These are two things that I've seen our callers and people who have texted in talk about, because these consequences that is lacking and this accountability, just do anything, maybe put a statement and move on, is also one of the problems. I don't was saying, if we make an example of people, in fact, this is how I remember in secondary school, people learn. You make an example of somebody and you just know not to do it. Nothing, you don't need to talk too much. Now the talk has increased because this example, making an example of somebody who just goes off the wrong way, it seems to be a bit scarce. And so we're having to talk, and people just don't care because they're like, just like there's a thing now, it's a thing they use on the social media. When you reach your turn, or if you reach your turn, no do am or do am, something like that. It's kind of like, I beg, where I will do what I want to do. When it's your turn, do the thing that you are saying. That is the mindset now. So we need to, that accountability and the consequences needs to come back. And like I said, the thing is selfishness. There's no future there. So they need to look at and ask, why are we gathered again? Why are we here again? What is our motive? What are we going? And that's the only way, because if not, it's not going to get better. Unfortunately, I am not happy to break it, but it's not going to get better. Even if there is see that thing, there's a better motive for coming together. It will just be masked until something else blows off again. And it's just to the point I was making before. The caller came in. It's just
we have another caller.
Oh,
hello,
okay.
good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Yes, we
morning.
can.
My name is Paul. I'm calling from Ogun State.
Okay, hello, Paul. Go ahead.
I
In
just
1
wanted to
minute,
speak
please. We're running out.
something. Yeah, what happened at Kwara? Because I just want to speak in something. If our religious leader read that this discussion, this issue of night vision, God is everywhere. Whether you are praying to God in the night or in the day, God is everywhere. Even the Bible talks about discretion and wisdom. So we can cancel this issue of night vision, especially in the north. It is the life of some of our brothers and sisters and children. It's very sad. It's very sad. You know how it can look at the situation of Nigeria and do something about it. This night vision. Don't remember until night God hear anybody. God hear every minute, every second, God don't even count any day or night. You know who said the thousands of years just like a second in God's eye. God is infinite. God is infinite. That's all I want to say because of time. Thank you for a good work. I'm very, very grateful for this channel. Thank you.
Fumi, can I just quickly say something? I mean, Paul is quite right in what he said, because you started, I'm not sure if it was you on Kichi that mentioned that most of these sad events occur at night, overnight.
Yes,
He's right. God is everywhere. Maybe we need to limit our worship and, set prayer time and service time to during the day. You'll be glad. It will be good to know what Nkechi feels about what Paul just said. I mean, we're not saying that is okay, what has happened, but maybe, because most of
at
these
least for
bad
now.
things.
For now.
Okay, yes. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me.
Yes, Nkechi, we can hear you.
Okay, can you? Okay, because I was, yes, you say, okay. So guys, I believe that will be the part that we can play as citizens, to be creative about what time can we now meet to be able to avoid things like this. Because that's what I was saying on the part of the citizens. What can we do? While, of course, this doesn't reduce the work that the government needs to do, which we have outlined earlier on. So that should still be done. And there are definitely the Christmas season is coming. There are some events that unfortunately would happen in the ninth time, inevitably, due to the celebration and all that. So the government needs to work on that. But as private citizens, as community leaders, these are measures that we can put in place. We can look at and examine just because of the state of the country to make sure that we are safe. So it is a good suggestion.
Thank you
And
so
if you
much.
remember during COVID-19, people were worshiping virtually. We were
Yeah.
worshiping virtually. So we can still commute, we can have fellowship virtually. And I think this is a good suggestion that needs to be pushed out. It's a sad situation, though. It is a very, very sad situation.
And with that, we have come to the end of the Full Breakfast Show, the newspaper review segment today on Women Radio. Today was a sad one, but we're hoping that we'll not see anything sad again tomorrow. We don't, affliction, like Christians will say, will not rise a second time. Again, happy International Men's Day to our men, our he for she's. We truly appreciate you, and we thank you for your support constantly. Nkechi, thank you so much. It was such a delight to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for me. Thanks so much to, and of course, everybody that tuned in to listen in. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Catch you at 9 o'clock for the news, and 9:05 is Her Lens. My name is Fumi Bangala.
My name is